it's election season. In February, the country is agog already, as you know. Well, one of the highlights yesterday was the Presidential Campaign Council of the APC yesterday holding a world press conference and saying that the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, should actually resign. I think they gave some options. They also wanted either he be arrested and he be prosecuted. Long story short, they feel that that is the APC Presidential Campaign Council feels that Atiku Abubakar has no business in this race anymore. Now, that's not what we wanted to actually discuss this morning, but then it happened. In fact, as you know, we will try and prepare ahead and of the day. And so this went and came in, and it's become an elephant in the room. But what we wanted to talk about before all of that was the chances of the APC presidential candidate in Anambra State. As you know, it doesn't matter how many votes you get, you have to be strategic about it, and you have to, there are some states that you must win in if indeed you are going to carry the prize, in addition to what is your core area. And so we're looking at the chances of Atiku Abubakar in Anambra State, well, that's part of the southeast, in Anambra State. Anambra is an interesting state politically, and a guy who knows about the politics in Anambra State is with me this morning in studio, Comrade Uloka Chukwubuike. I tried.
Very well. Very well. Good morning, Elder Yuri, for having me.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm delighted that we are face to face in studio, even though sometimes we have to go technical, and we still enjoy that. But there's nothing like a face to face
conversation.
So, yeah. So thank you very much for coming in. Now, I imagine that we'll be talking about the elephant in the room somewhere along the line.
Oh, no problem.
I don't know if you wanted to lead with that as a matter of fact, so we can get that out of the way. Your candidate now is in imminent danger of actually being excused, allegedly, by his own behavior from the race. First of all, that is the position of the campaign council of one of your oppositions. When you look at all that was presented, you know the story very, very well.
Yeah.
There's a certain Mr. Michael Achimogo who has made, far-reaching statements, has done a court affidavit, has actually then also provided a voice note, so you know that there is something to what he's talking about. How did all of that grab you, and what do you think it means for the presidential campaign of PDP?
Okay, thank you, Okoyori. First of all, I love the way you put it. It was an alleged situation. You said allegedly.
Benny.
Now, we live in a situation where I love what the APC is doing. They've considered to be the underdogs in this election. They have left their position as the ruling party to become the main opposition. It's now assumed that Atiku Abubakar is now the president, that everything they are doing, they are now raising on how to see how they can get to Atiku Abubakar. It's unfortunate that after 7 years of administration, the APC is still running around, beating around the bush on what to tell Nigerians to get them re-elected in power. It means that the APC does not have any manifesto. They don't have any scorecard. They've been running about Atiku Abubakar. Atiku was the vice president of Nigeria so many years ago. Why are we discussing it today?
Well, because it's a very important issue.
It's an important issue.
Because a person who would be the president must be seen to be
now,
above
when you look
board.
at the press conference, which you highlighted by the APC, which I call it was just kind of a mediocres gathered to kind of unleash, do a media frenzy. Because you cannot come in a press release and compel the security agency to arrest someone like Atiku Abubakar, a presidential candidate, a former vice president of the country, a full Nigerian, who's not hidden anywhere, he's everywhere going on his campaign rally, and you're compelling the security agencies. What happens to investigation? What happens to due process? If you have any case against any Nigerian, against a particular person, you know the agencies and authorities to approach. Now, on the issue of Achimogo, I wouldn't want to delve into that because the young man in question, I don't know him, I've not met him, I doubt whatever his claims. But I want to bring to a fact that we are living in a digital world where people go into the room, coin whatever that makes sense to them, and just come outside just to seek attention. When you look at it, my principal, Atiku Abubakar, has not, showed any interest or attention to that. And to wrap it all, Achimogo has gone to the court to swear an affidavit. And I believe that now has become a content of court. So I wouldn't go further to discuss it. One thing that is certain here is that the voice, Atiku, has not said it is his voice, it has not denied. He has not said it is his voice, and I will not be here to speak for him, an issue that I know he is hale and hearty to speak. But one thing I want to add here is that you are talking about a man when he was the vice president. What happened to the man who was at the helms of affair, who probably delegated function to him? I'm not acknowledging.
No. APC in the
I
outing,
am not.
APC in the outing have taken issue with both former President Obasanjo
So they have to,
and former Vice President.
The Constitution is very clear on the position of a vice president. He has no constitutional power over anything.
Okay.
He's a spare tire to the president.
You said a number of things, but that it's your prerogative to say, and we anchors, we try to stay neutral.
Okay.
So there are some things that you said in there, and you said, why is the APC going about, if they had anything more substantial, shouldn't they be talking about that, not this? Well, they themselves provided the answer to that because they allege that, look, their principal, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all spurious kind of stories. People were running with them. In fact, they indicted the press, remember? That now the press is silent. Maybe that's why they had to go with their own global press conference. Now the press is silent. What's going on? When it was our principle, as they put it, spurious lies were spun, and the press was carrying it left, right, and center. Now the press is being quiet. So maybe they felt that there's this need to say that in case you missed it, there is damning evidence on the ground that the person that is being considered from the PDP fold has these, what are the words now? These anvils around his neck. How is he going to float?
Now, when you involve the press, I believe that the Fourth Estate of the Realm is an independent party whose integrity cannot be questioned. Now, the issue around the candidate of the APC is a global situation. We have a man who has a case with the United States of America, an issue of, the story. He was indicted in America. He has to forfeit some amount of money, showing that he has accepted that he committed a certain, Is an indictment on his side to have forfeited.
If you're going to go there, sir, if you're going to go there, then you must be as accurate as possible.
No, I don't want to go there.
They have spent a lot of time explaining all these. Okay.
I'm not here to discuss him, but I actually highlighted him because you made a statement. He is not on the same par with Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar has been around for a whole lot of time. He has been investigated. He has not been found guilty for once.
Okay.
All the things that have been going around are mere speculation, which the oppositions would definitely have to throw out there to see if they can catch up. Atiku is leading the race. Atiku is moving ahead. Atiku, by the special grace of God, is going to be the next president of Nigeria.
Okay.
And the people, the group who are supposed to be the ruling party, who unfortunately, due to their maladministration in the last 7 years, have considered to the underdog and taking the opposition. They are now starting to learn the role of an opposition, which we have done for the past 7 years for them. I think they are now starting, now that the administration is coming to the tweet light, to learn what it means to be in the opposition. And I acknowledge them for that. I appreciate them. We have to do that. So I believe that those guys need to pay more attention on the issues surrounding the presidential candidate of the APC, who is unelectable.
Okay. Well, as I said, it's your prerogative. You can say these things. APC, the campaign council, is up and doing. It responds when it feels it's necessary. It has done so copiously in this instance. But that, as I said at the top of the program, is not the program we planned for today. But it is the proverbial
it's an elephant
in the room.
So we have to deal with it.
So we have to at least touch on it in passing. So maybe we've done enough of that. You said some very interesting things in there. Atiku Abubakar, for example, I don't want to extend it. Atiku Abubakar, for example, having been vice president for 8 years and then being a public figure, most people know his voice.
Very well.
You did say that there is nothing to say that that was Atiku's voice. So, but most people know his voice. But as you said, perhaps it's a matter within the judicial process. So maybe we should leave it there for now.
Let the judicial handle it.